Welcome to an introduction to Nearpod. Nearpod works similar to an interactive slideshow that helps you engage your students, get real-time feedback from them, and have multiple resources all in one place. The first place I want to go to is nearpod.com. Here you can see all of your logins, such as signing up for teachers or logging in here, or you can log in the top right-hand corner. If I'm a student, I can also enter a code here to join a lesson. I'm going to log in with my Office 365 account. Once logged in, it's going to take me onto my dashboard. Here I can see all of the resources that I've saved. I can search through my library for specific lessons, or I can look at resources that I've pulled from somewhere else. I can even create my own lesson in Google Slides or in Nearpod itself. When I hover over a lesson, I can see I can edit or assign it to students. On the left-hand side, I see my control panel, where I can join a lesson already in progress with a code that's been given to me. I can look through a Nearpod lesson library and download new materials. I can search my library here. Let's go to the Nearpod lesson library and see what they have to offer. I can start by searching the price if I want free or paid, and I can even search by state standards or national standards. Let's go to the National Science Standards and choose 6th grade. Down here I'm going to choose free, and you can see the different types of resources that are available. I'm just going to see what they have to offer. Here I have lessons that were built either by companies or by other teachers and submitted to the Nearpod library. I can preview the lesson down in the bottom corner, or on the right-hand side I could share it with another person. When I preview the lesson, I can see the standards aligning right on the side, or I could search by other related content. Now that I have it pulled up for preview, I can flip through and see what it has. So let's look at creating a lesson in Nearpod. I choose Create a Lesson, and you can see that it's laid out very much like a PowerPoint. Let's give it a title. I'll call this Sample Lesson, and we'll add a slide. When I choose Add a Slide, I'm given a lot of opportunities for my students. I have videos, text slides, 3D explorations, and even virtual field trips. Let's try one. I select virtual field trip and type in the area I want to go to. Let's see about Mars. After a little bit of searching, I bring up a number of opportunities for my students to explore Mars. All I have to do is select one, and it goes right into my slides. And there you go. Now that my field trip's here, let's add a slide. How about a video? When I select video, I'm given a YouTube safe search. I can search for what I want, drop a file in here, or even pull from one of the other areas I might have stored files. When I search Mars, I'm given a number of choices. Let's choose National Geographic. And my video is put right into my slideshow. Adding another slide, let's see. Well, we have Sway. This is great for a lot of text. And slideshows if you have lots of pictures. I realize I haven't put in a title slide, so I'm going to choose the text and choose the theme that I want. I like this one. Now let's add a title. How about Exploring Mars? You can see if I keep typing, where do we go from here? It auto formats the text for me. Then I add whatever I want in the bottom. Let's try a GIF. This is a Google search for GIF, so typing in Mars I do get Bruno Mars, but let's select the National Geographic here instead. And you can see it adds a really nice element to my slide. Now that I've created my title slide, I want to put it up front. I simply drag it right where I want it to be. Now, let's add a new slide. Let's check out some of the activities. I'd like to collaborate between my students. I go to Collaborate and pull up the activity. Now, I simply enter the topic I want them to collaborate on. What ideas do you have about what we will find on Mars. And then if I want to add a description of what I'm looking for, I can do that as well. Maybe I want them to write incomplete sentences. I go to the bottom and choose the style I like. I'm a fan of the corkboard myself. Let's see what other activities I can add. I can collaborate, draw on a picture, open-ended questions, take a poll. I could even add a flip grid, but we're going to add a quiz. It's important to include lesson checks periodically throughout your lesson just to stop students where they are and get them thinking again. My quizzes in Nearpod are multiple choice, so let's start with what color is Mars, and I give a couple options here. Add another answer. You can see up here I can add pictures or videos or even a recording of myself. Or down here I can make this a math question. I select the correct answer and add another question below. My second question, true or false? There are things living on Mars. True or false? Well, of course we know that is false. Another thing I like to add is the timer option here. This keeps my students focused and makes for a quick lesson check. They don't spend too much time searching for the answer. Make sure that I title my quiz so I can refer back to it later. About Mars Lesson Check 1. And save. And there's my quiz. So I already have a lot of really great components. Let's add one more. I don't have any text that explains to my students what I want them to know. So I choose a text slide and give it a title. All about Mars. Down here, I can add more text to tell my students the important facts. Mars does not have living things on it. Mars is red. Now I select the theme I want. Let's keep it the same. Down below here, I can change the text. I don't have a lot of options, but definitely enough. I can do alignment or even bulleted points. Let's add one more. There are robots on Mars. And save. Now, let's preview what I've built. You can see when I pull up the preview that the text-to-speech is already built in. Here's my collaboration piece, and I put my sentence in here. I can also add a picture if I want, and when I post it, it shows up on the board with all of the other students in my class. Going to the next slide, there's the information that I wanted them to have. This next slide is one of my favorites. Here's my virtual reality trip to the surface of Mars. When I go beyond that, I have a 4 to 5 minute video just to summarize what we've been talking about. My final slide is my quiz. So let's see what that looks like. I have 1 out of 2 questions, and as I answer them, they seamlessly blend from one to the other. Now that I have my lesson put together, you can see here I have the option of a live lesson to run synchronously. If I'm in the front of my classroom, I can control the pace of the lesson, or give it to the students to allow them to collaborate on their own. I'm still collecting feedback either way. So where would that feedback be? That would be on the left-hand side here in Reports. When I select Reports, you can see this is a session that I had shared with some colleagues. When I open it, I get a really good summary. I can see how the students participated, how much of the slideshow they actually did, and what percentage they got on the feedback that I was asking for. In this case, it was my quiz. I could download the data, or I could share it with a co-teacher. You can see that Nearpod has a lot to offer. It's pretty much an interactive slideshow that engages my students, provides real-time feedback, and houses multiple resources all in one place.